Is James with Monotone. This mic sucks, and I'm gonna get a new one, and I apologize why it keeps fizzing around. But anyway, oh well. So let's get to the title, and it's real simple. We've got it's kind of dark in here, but anyway, let me turn on the special light. Oh, the special light for a special person. Special best person. Anyway, let me play this real quick because I think it's important for you guys to understand and get out of that. So Oz and Fetterman was a complete and utter joke. That whole fucking campaign was the epitome of a candidate running besides Katie Hobbs, who knew everything was rigged. So did Emmett, because he's in on it. And somebody told us in the Republican primary for the Pennsylvania Senate seat why. And I look, if you've heard, the tentacles of the World Economic Forum is fucking huge. They're huge, and I think it's probably really loud. Let me just turn that down. Nah, it's probably fine. But anyway, the tentacles of the World Economic Forum is just fucking crazy, right? And here's their tentacles.
We should have learned a very valuable lesson of what kind of leader we need at this moment. We need people who are going to be fighters. We don't need people who are globalists in the way that they have lived their lives and ran their business. And although I think you're a magnanimous individual, but you and your corporation, McCormick, you are a part of the WEF, the World Economic Forum. You, as well as you, Oz, they're both part of the World Economic Forum. This is very. Although I think you're a magnanimous individual, but you and your corporation, McCormick, you are a part of the WEF, the World Economic Forum. You, as well as you, Oz, they're both part of the World Economic Forum. This is very.
Wow. Yeah. So if you, as I said before, and this is one of my videos, so McCormick and Schmidt, right? I think that's a fucking restaurant in California, a really good one. I don't know if they're around anymore, but they used to have amazing steaks. Oz is like, well, you're done, and I already know what the outcome of this entire election is going to be. My job is just to bring attention to the Republican Party, as most of these actors do, except for this lady who's not. Right? This wonderful person who's not, because she actually converses with people, and she spends time with people that have supported her and understand that we understand that there is a threat to the world, and it's the World Economic Forum and their minions and others and alike. And it's just a terrible, horrific, heinous, insidious, narcissistic, tyrannical, draconian, authoritarian group of fucking pedophiliacs, just fucking nutcases. And the World Economic Forum has been manipulating people for a long time. They've been pulling the strings of many public servants, prime ministers, executives, presidents, and stuff all over the world for too long. And their tentacles reach too far. They need to be cut off. We need to have taco poke. Taco poke is octopus sushi. It's really fucking good. Anyway, so she clearly says that 4 to 6 months prior to the election, where Fetterman comes in and does the big debate finally. And look, the man had a serious stroke. I hope he gets better, but he's not fit to make decisions. He is not fit to run an office with that much at stake, that much important. That's fucking crazy that this actually happened. But let me give you my perspective or my beliefs on what's happening. And you're starting to see most of that already just by me talking and kind of giving you what's going on. So if we go to the next video, right, you're going to see this wonderful video.
With that, let's get started. Mr. Fetterman, we're going to begin with you. Your political experience includes serving as the mayor of Braddock, a small borough near Pittsburgh, and one term as lieutenant governor. You're running for a seat that could decide the balance of power in Washington. What qualifies you to be a U.S. Senator? You have 60 seconds.
Hi, good night, everybody. I'm running to serve Pennsylvania.
Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? He wasn't nervous, he's just fucked up. He's got this giant lump in the back of his head, some kind of tumor. We don't know what it is. Nobody will say. I mean, Emmett Oz is a fucking, I get that's his real name, is a doctor. He should be treating that man right now. Like, dude, there's something fucking wrong with you. You know, and he's just sitting there smiling, right? He's just sitting there, just smiling, just going through the motions. This guy just, I swear to God, there's no fucking way. You would have to be completely idiotic in every possible way on the planet or in this universe to believe that this man would have the ability, just basic motor skills, you know, cognitive skills to run an office of that caliber. That just, you'd be a fucking idiot. And sure enough, he fucking wins. That guy won. I know people are going to go back at this and know the reasons why, but for now, you need to understand what's happening. So this guy comes on, right? Let me get to, and I think I'm there now, right? Not this guy. That's the news person. And she's going to say, hey.
2022 coverage of the U.S. Commitment 2022 coverage of the U.S. Senate race in Pennsylvania. Republican Dr. Mehmet Oz issued a statement just within the last half hour saying he called Democrat John Fetterman this morning and congratulated him on becoming the next U.S. Senator. But even before that race was called last night, Oz spoke to supporters, as you see here in Bucks County. He took to the stage at the Newtown Athletic Club while he was trailing by about a percentage point at that point.
I believe in you. Traveled all over the Commonwealth to make that message clear. Tonight, you have told me that you believe in me. Bless you for that.
Well, John Fetterman was declared the winner just after midnight. That race had been neck and neck much of the day. Fetterman shared this on
neck and bulbing neck. That picture's old of Fetterman. And that picture's probably old of Mehmet. But anyway, so that was fucking nuts because what happened was he came out and basically, in a sense, if you hear this speech, it's like a concession speech. It was like he fucking threw in the towel long before. He says, you know what, I'm already done. They've already fucking rigged it. It's already over. The criminal activity of the voting process has already fucking taken its place. I'm with the World Economic Forum. I'm a fucking member, you know. And he's also a client, obviously. And what's happening is he fucking comes out, and if you hear the whole thing, and I don't need to play this to find it. It's easy to find. He's basically saying thank you and good night. And that's it. And this is before the polls closed. And then he calls him immediately. Doesn't even fucking question it. Doesn't question it. And if you notice there, it says, wait, let me see. Wait. There's a part in there that says, and that's right, I think, in here. He didn't concede something like that. No concession yet from Oz. But that was a concession. If you listen to it, it was a fucking concession. He just knew he was done, not because he didn't win. It's because it was already pre-planned. Who and how, what is the process in Pennsylvania? Did you know? It's by fucking these easily riggable machines. And there's no way that this guy lost to that. Good night, everybody, fucking guy who's lost his everything. There's no way. And for anybody to fucking vote for that guy and not demand that they bring somebody coherent to the table, like, step down, bring the runner-up, right, for the Democratic Party, who could fucking at least say something somewhat eloquently, or understandable, or make sense. This is fucking crazy. So this happened. This happened. A man that had no business running for office continued to run for office. They were just pushing him. Keep going. We have a fucking agenda. Keep going. He's just like, okay, I'll do it. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'll do it. And then Oz is like, okay, Oz, you know your role. Here's the script. Do your thing. Okay, but he came out early and said, everybody, see ya. Hasta la vista, aloha. I'm going on vacation. And I'm going to keep my show. And everything's going to be fine. He's got money. He's good. He doesn't fucking need anything. And the thing about this guy, Fetterman, which people don't even realize, Fetterman, by the way, is, hopefully I can find it. Well, it's not up there now, I don't think. Casey history now. He comes from a little town. He was a mayor of 1,700 people. 1,700 people. Right? And I'm not saying that's bad, because there's a lot of good people in a lot of good places. But that is a fucking tiny town. Right? I was in Orange, California, and that has like 1.8 million people. Right? Or something like that. And I was going to run at some point Green Party wise for Anaheim. And that had, I don't know, 3.4 million. I don't know, just a fucking bunch of people in that, a district or something like that. But anyway, that's a tiny little town. I don't think he had too many responsibilities out there, or too much going on to, and pressure and things that needed and that were necessary. It's like they pulled this guy out of fucking nowhere. Right? Here, you're going to fucking run because, and just wear a fucking hoodie all the time. Just fucking nuts. Just the lamest, most idiotic, pathetic race I've ever seen ran. But the money was out there. The commercials were out there. The fucking money that they, and it's just buying out people and corrupting people. It's just fucking crazy. But now, Oz is fine. He's fine. He's still part of the World Economic Forum, along with McClintock, or whatever the fuck his other friend was that Kathy Barnett exposed, right? Kathy Barnett exposed it, right? And nobody's ever exposing it. Nobody's just saying that. And now we have people that you think would be against it. Or not. I wouldn't associate myself with a World Economic Forum person that I know is directly connected, young globus, whatever, unless I'm going to debate that person. Unless I'm going to ask them some very serious questions about his positions with the World Economic Forum. I am never going to talk to a person with the World Economic Forum that is with and for them in a way that to help their audience, to bring my audience to their audience, which my audience is fucking tiny. But here's what somebody did that I find extremely alarming. And his name is Jordan Peterson, supposedly the Christian right guy of ethics and morals, right? Who is now sitting with Emmett, the as soon as it was that the loser that was supposed to lose, and he's sitting with him, and he has an audience, but he's not. He's just giving thoughts and opinions. He's not asking a fucking question, right? You're being a fucking wimp, bro. And I think it's intentional. I think you want to be a part of that money. Oz, I guarantee there's a lot of money that these people are throwing at people. Fame, fortune, money, fame, fortune. They know how to put people in places to make them something. Fetterman's a good example. Fetterman's one of the greatest examples of taking absolutely a zero to a fucking puppet of the World Economic Forum. Because that's what he's going to be used for. That's what he's going to be used for. And sadly, a guy I thought had ethics and morals and folkways and norms and was up against this New World Order is sitting with a New World Order, Great Reset, World Economic Forum, fucking major tool, Oz.
You have the responsibility to be the eyes and the voice. You have the responsibility to be the eyes and the voice of your government. That's what keeps it alive.
Each civilization has determined its balance of rights with responsibilities. So what do we owe our government and what does it owe us? Probably the fundamental question that created this entity, the United States. How do you define that?
Well, I think we owe our government our attention more than anything else. Because without the government is a dead entity. It's the past. And the past is blind. And
What?
it can't change itself. And so it's always in danger of losing contact with the realities of the present.
What the
and
fuck is he
degenerating into
talking
something
about?
that's anachronistic as the environment changes. And what we owe it is wide open eyes and the ability to speak, because it's wide open eyes and the ability to speak that updates the structure that maintains peace and harmony and productivity. Mm-hmm. So that we owe it our attention, and along with that, that's our responsibility. You know, like, things manifest themselves to people as problems. That's why people are obsessed with political problems.
Yeah, okay. That was just, look, I kind of got that, but I don't think that's the fucking issue. So let me get into what I think, what should have been said, and what was said a long, long time ago. And hopefully it'll come up. Here it is right here. Okay. Here it is. Oh, shoot. Fucking princess is on. Zoom, Chrome. Oh, yeah, I'm just going to switch this. Okay, here we go. All right, I'll just say it because it's here. Where'd it go? I just fucking had it. God damn it. I can't get my, I hate when this fucking happens. It's coming. Don't worry. Here it is. All right. This is Mark Twain. And by the way, I live now in the state of where Mark Twain is from. I live in the state where he's from. And he says, patriotism is supporting your country all the time. Oh, God damn it. And your government when it deserves it. Serving your country. Excuse me. Patriotism is supporting your country all the time and your government when it deserves it. And I don't think this government right now deserves shit. Okay? I don't think this government deserves shit. They haven't done shit for the 99% for a long time. So I also, and just to get back to that, so Jordan Peterson, I'm really concerned about this guy now. Okay, I'm really concerned that he's on the up and up, but him going on Oz just clearly, Mr. Boston, indeed, my shadow is that of Abraham Lincoln. They want to change our lives themselves. That's true. They're all WF puppets. That's totally true. This guy is. I believe he's a fucking puppet too. There's so many of them now. There are cells and people everywhere about that, Mr. Boston. And thank you for being here, by the way. But here's the biggest thing that I think is the issue besides what Mr. Boston is talking about, because Mr. Boston is pretty fucking correct, pretty spot on, as a matter of fact. And oh darn it, I got to switch over to that. So, Kathy Barnett, right? I sent a tweet to her, and I said, "Did Oz already fully concede? If so, then he's part of this WEF ETAL scam and rigging. Easier to manipulate and direct." So I think that I just believe that Fetterman is easier to manipulate, way easier to manipulate a man that's could be clinically retarded. Just, I mean, not putting down, being a retard. I'm just saying that he could be clinically listed as retarded or mentally impaired, which would be easy to do. It's the same thing as they're doing with Biden. He's mentally, physically debilitated. He is absolutely full of dementia and just the greatest puppet any globalist, elitist, parasitic elitist could ever want, period. Easier to manipulate, impaired and handicapped politician than somebody who might end up finding his character and morals per the WF. So that may have been a concern, right? Because once the WEF starts to become or be seen as Dr. Evils, which they are the epitome. They are the pinnacle of Dr. Evils. That's what these fucking people are. Right? So that's what I wrote to Kathy Barnett in a Twitter. And she said, ask Griner in that FIFA World Cup. Something like that. Please consider sharing. So she sent me some information to share. But when she sends me something, it's like, yes, I get it. Right? Now, before that, we actually had a conversation about this. But the thing that I'm saying, I wish you could see this. I just can't put it up on fucking. Let me see if I can get it here. Yeah. WEF. Oh, there. Yeah. Okay, good. All right. So this is us. This is Kathy Barnett. She was running in the primary Republican Party against Oz, and she lost because she basically said, "You and McCormick are fucking a bunch of WEF tools, whores, prostitutes for the World Economic Forum," like a lot of people are, right? Okay, so yeah, so like I said, and then there she is, pretty much exposing that fact. I'll play it one more time.
The World Economic Forum, you as well as you, Oz, they're both part of the World Economic Forum. This is very
wow. Yeah, and she's onto that, and that's why she's not, And as soon as she exposed that, she got less coverage. The media just dropped her completely, not because of something she did. It's what the media was told to do. Get away from her, right? Because she painted the World Economic Forum with a very dark brush at that moment. We don't need globalist, unelected officials telling us what to fucking do, which we don't, which is happening, just happened at the G20. It's a government agencies and entities and governments are supposed to be it's the government 20. And sure enough, Bill Gates, Klaus Schwab, and all these fuckers from the World Economic Forum and the WHO show up and they start telling everybody what to do. I'm going to talk about that later today. But right now, I just wanted to talk about Oz conceding before it was even over, and then and how he was exposed and McCormick is exposed as tools of the World Economic Forum, right? And then also wanted to also expose the fact that Jordan Peterson, right, who I thought was, I never really heard him say anything bad about the World Economic Forum. I've never really heard him say the things that I've said. They're a criminal entity. They're and their meetings are for the Amway members, like, you know, Amway, the multi-level marketing company, and their minions to get their orders on how to put out their product. That's what they are. It's a hub, right? That's the stage. And they go to Davos, they go to Bilderberg, and all these other fuckers, and those just secretive meetings, right? Like cultist crap. But they went this year, and they told everybody to do what they're going to do, and they're going to do it. I'm going to go over that later. It's pretty heinous and pretty bad. But anyway, yeah. Dr. Oz, World Economic Forum tool, Kathy Barnett should have done it. She should have made it. People understood what the World Economic Forum is and what they're about, they would have definitely been with her 100%. The other good news, there is some good news to this. Ron DeSantis recently said fuck off to the World Economic Forum, which I thought was great, which I thought was epic. He fucking did it. The other bad thing is that now at the G20, Bill Gates was talking about death panels. That death panels will soon be required. If you understand what a death panel is, it means they're going to segment, they have a panel of people to make sure certain people die. This is not a joke. This is real. This is the eugenicist, the ancestry of the eugenicist family that think that only certain people should be living. This is Bill Gates. That's his rule. That's everything he does. And then Klaus Schwab's fucking dad was mingling with Hitler forever. All right, I want to thank you for being here. I'm going to be on a little bit later, Mr. Boston. If you want to come by later, it's probably going to be, I'm thinking hopefully like 6 or 7. I'm starting to prep a show for going over what happened at the G20 and everything that was implemented and being used. Yeah, it's it is the history of Gates. Thank you. Do I know Mr. Boston? Mr. Boston. Thank you very much for being here. Anyway, everybody else, I just want to say aloha. It was wonderful having everybody here. It has all the history in 11 minutes. It does. It does. It does. It really does. All right, take care. Aloha, everybody. Shaka. Goodbye. Yeah, Jordan Peterson. Watch that motherfucker. No, don't watch that.